everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of Eating by the Book. So today's episode is a little bit different. It is inspired by Kiss My Cupcake by Helena Hunting. This is an adult romance book and the protagonist in this novel owns a cupcake and cocktail store. So throughout this book she makes a bunch of different interesting themed cupcakes. Could I have probably sifted through this book and found one that she actually makes? Probably, but I didn't. So today I'm just going to be making a cupcake recipe that I found online. I actually found it on lylesgoldensyrup.com and it is a golden syrup cupcake recipe. Let me tell you, finding interesting cupcake recipes is really hard. I will, as always, leave a link in the description below to where you can find the recipe in case you want to make them yourself. I'm almost certain she does not make golden syrup cupcakes in the book, but what do I know? First thing we want to take is a bowl. This is not my usual bowl. I usually use one that's very rounded, but that is currently in the dishwasher. So this is like a two-step recipe. There's the cupcakes and then there is the icing. So we're gonna make the cupcakes first. First thing I'm actually gonna do before I do anything else is preheat the oven. So I wanna preheat this to 160 degrees Celsius on fan bake. So I'm sorry if you can hear that, but the oven is kind of important. So now we're pretty much just gonna mix everything together. First thing is 185 grams of butter, softened. How soft are you? Get 150 grams of golden castor cane sugar, or if you're me, raw castor sugar. It's the same thing, different name. 185 grams of self-raising flour. 3 large eggs at room temperature. Why at room temperature? Don't ask me questions. Oh, I hate eggs. 3 tablespoons of golden syrup. This could be a process. Golden syrup is a very sticky, goopy substance to work with. It's kind of a nightmare. And finally, 2 tablespoons of milk. So we're gonna wanna mix this with a electric mixer. I'm gonna be using a hand mixer because I prefer the hand mixer to the stand mixer. All right, let's get mixing. Beat with mixer until soft and creamy. That was really quick. This is gonna taste good. So now we want to take our mix and we want to put it in a cupcake tray or a muffin tray. One that fits 12. So I'm gonna take some muffin liners or muffin cases or cupcake liners. I don't know what you want to call them. I'm gonna take some white ones, whoop, and drop them. And I'm gonna put these in the tray. This muffin tray is too small. This is gonna work better. So the muffin tray is all lined, and so we are going to take spoonfuls of the mixture and put it in each thing, evenly filled. Now you don't really want to put too much mix in each one or they will overflow a lot when they bake. So I just put 1 spoonful in each one, and then if I have more mix I will go back through everything, but I want to make sure my cupcakes are as even as possible. Which is why I go through all of them and then all of them again, because otherwise you'll end up with really full ones at the start and really not full ones towards the end. Now I'm going to see the ones where it looks like I've put less and just top them up first. Alright, that's, I think, as filled as these are going to get. I think they look pretty even. There's a couple where I'm like, oh, they could probably do with some more, but what you gonna do? Hello again, it's my face. I know you've missed it so much. So my next instruction is to put these in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes in the middle shelf. In the middle of the oven, the cupcakes go. Right, so I've set the timer for 20 minutes and I will check them at that point. And if they need more time, I'll put them back in. So to know that they're ready, if you push down on it with your finger, it should spring back. But I'm not gonna burn myself on cupcakes currently in the oven. I'm gonna use the back of a spoon and just push down lightly and see if it springs back up. All right, I will see you when these have cooked. Baked, cooked, baked. when they're no longer mixture. So this is what they look like fresh out of the oven. They smell absolutely amazing and I just want to eat the whole thing, but we're not doing that. So what I actually need to do now is transfer them from that cupcake tray onto a cooling rack or a wire rack. This thing, which I don't even know if you can see it, so that they can cool properly. Hot, hot, hot. Ignore that one. That looks a bit burnt. There's a hot spot in the oven, so just don't look at it. So as you can see, some of these have cooked to be higher up than others, which means despite my best efforts, I wasn't as even in my distribution of the mix as I wanted to be. I was pretty good though. They look very similar for the most part. They smell so good. And so this I'm just going to set to the side where I can keep an eye on it so that they can cool down, so that we can ice them properly. Now while those are cooling, we're gonna make the icing. So I need a bowl, slightly smaller one this time. So first I'm gonna wanna take 110 grams of softened butter and just, that was a great sound. And then the recipe actually says to sift over the icing sugar before you mix it. So 200 grams of icing sugar. I feel like trying to wash a sieve is like a losing game. So I want to mix these together. So basically what we're making is a golden syrup buttercream icing, which sounds amazing. And so I'm really hoping that I don't mess it up. Because I also want to try and make these look, well, I want to say professional, but I know I won't make them look professional. Because the whole reason I'm making these is because she has a cupcake and cocktail like store place thing. And these are supposed to kind of mimic something she might sell. So we want them to look good. We are going to add 2 tablespoons of golden syrup and also 1 tablespoon of milk. And then we want to mix it until it is smooth. I'd say that looks pretty smooth. Yum. Golden syrup is really just here for the win. Okay, so the recipe says to put this in a piping bag. I don't have a piping bag, so I'm gonna use the oldest trick in the book. Snap lock bag becomes piping bag. If you've never done this, I don't know how you've survived this long. So I'm just gonna put the icing in this bag, which always feels wrong. I don't know how people do this. So now that my icing is in here, we're going to cut the corner off of this and use it as a piping bag. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a mess. Okay, so we're gonna bring over the cupcakes, which are warmer than I would like for this part, but I'm impatient, so we're doing it anyway. We're gonna use this golden syrup buttercream icing. Does this not look super appealing? And then we're going to drizzle over a little bit of golden syrup and sprinkle over a bit of icing sugar. So I'm actually gonna put some paper towel underneath the cupcakes so that I don't make a giant mess. Partial mess is fine, but I really don't want to have to clean this wire rack because that's a pain in the ass. Oh, these smell amazing and it's making me hungry. Right, so we want to snip off just the tip of this. That is some poor icing. Let's hope I do better. I'm not good at icing, is what I'm learning here. And as much as I would like to say it's because I don't have a real piping bag, I don't think that's my problem. It's fine, we're going for a rustic vibe, we've decided, halfway through icing them. I think I'm gonna run out of icing, which you know what, based on what the icing is looking like right now, might not be a problem. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna have enough icing. That's a slight issue. Look, there was bound to be one complete fuck up. And we're gonna take a spoon and we're gonna dip into this golden syrup and we are going to drizzle it. I might do this better. Oh yes, I'm better at this. Okay, now it's starting to look like I know what I'm doing. This might save it. You can see now why I wanted the paper towel, right? Golden syrup is sticky as all hell, so trying to clean this off the bench would have been a pain in the butt. This one at the end is a nightmare. And the final step is to dust icing sugar over the top. Which, like, this is great. Just cover all of the mistakes in icing sugar and no one will ever know. Perfect. Oh. The whole thing must be covered. So this is the end product. I think they actually turned out a lot better than I anticipated. I am not a baker or a pastry chef. My icing skills definitely could use some work, but I think overall they turned out pretty good. I don't know, they smell amazing and the mixture and the icing tasted really good. So I'm really excited to try one. Now, I'm already sticky just from holding it, so that's a good start. I don't think it's meant to do that. That's actually really good. Covered in icing sugar. So it's actually not that sweet, which is good because I was a little bit concerned when I was making these with the amount of sugar and golden syrup that went into everything, that they would be sickly, but they're actually really not. Something about the golden syrup brings a different kind of flavor profile into everything. It's also good with the icing, which is great because they all have icing on them. That's actually really yum. Well, I would consider that a success. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Again, the link to the recipe is in the description below if you want to try it out. I would recommend it. These actually taste really good. Yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below if there's any recipes you want me to try out, any food and books you want me to try and hunt down a recipe for. Click subscribe if you want to see more content from me. I post weekly and these eating by the book episodes go up every month, so there's more where this came from, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope to see you guys again next time with a new video. Bye!